You sit in the dark. The power has been out for 6 hours, maybe 12, and the hum you never even noticed is gone. The refrigerator, silent. The furnace, dead. The well pump that you forgot ran on electricity, giving you nothing but a dry tap. And you stand there in your own kitchen, a kitchen full of appliances, every one of them gleaming, every one of them expensive, and you realize that all of them are useless the moment the line outside goes down. And here is the thing that should sit with you. Your great-grandparents lived their whole lives in that exact condition. No grid, no line, no hum. And they were not cold, and they were not hungry, and they were not afraid of the dark, because they owned the right things. Not expensive things, not complicated things, plain things that did not need a wire running to them. They were not preppers, they were not survivalists, they were just people who owned tools that worked. And almost nobody sells you those things anymore, because there is no money in selling a man a tool he will hand down to his grandchildren. There is no quarterly earnings report for a cast iron pan. There is no subscription for an axe. Nobody runs a 30-second commercial during the football game for a wool blanket, because they will sell it to you once, and it will outlive them, and it will outlive you, and it will still be working when your grandchildren are old. So let me walk you through 8 things. 8 cheap, simple, off-grid items that ask nothing from the power company, that work the day the lights go out exactly as well as the day before, that cost a few dollars and last for decades. I will tell you what it is, why it works, the real reason behind it, and why you never once thought to own it. No fear, no nonsense, just things that do not care whether the grid is up or down. Number 1, cast iron. A cast iron skillet and a cast iron Dutch oven. This is the only cookware on earth that does not care how you heat it. A stovetop, an open fire, a bed of coals, a wood stove, the engine of your truck if it came to that. It does not matter. Cast iron cooks on all of it, and it does not wear out. Think about that for a second. A frying pan that does not wear out. A well-seasoned pan from 100 years ago cooks better than the day it was poured, because the seasoning, that black, slick surface, is layer upon layer of cooked-in oil built up over years and years of use. You do not replace it, you inherit it. One pan, one Dutch oven, and you can cook anything over any heat source for the rest of your life, and then somebody else's life after that. Number 2, a hand grain mill. Think about this for one honest second. Flour is just a grain that somebody ground. That is all it is. And the day the power is out, the store is out too. The shelves stripped bare in an afternoon. But a sack of whole wheat berries and a hand crank mill clamped to the edge of your table is a bakery that needs no electricity at all. You turn the handle, you make the flour, you bake the bread. And whole wheat berries store for 30 years where flour goes stale in months, because the grain is sealed inside its own hull. A good steel burr mill is bought once, and it runs on nothing but your own arm. That is the whole point. Your arm does not have an outage. Number 3, oil lamps and beeswax candles. When the sun goes down and there is no electricity, you have exactly 2 choices. Sit in the dark and wait, or make your own light. A simple oil lamp burns for hours on a few cents of fuel, steady and warm and bright enough to read by. And a beeswax candle burns clean, burns slow, and stores for years without going bad, because wax does not spoil. Buy the lamps, buy the spare wicks, store the fuel in a cool place, and the night holds no power over you ever again. Our ancestors read by this light, they sewed by it, they prayed by it, they raised whole families in the evenings by it, and so can you. Number 4, water storage and a way to clean it. This is the one people forget until the tap runs dry, and then it is the only thing they can think about. Food-grade barrels to catch and hold rainwater, and a ceramic gravity filter that needs no pump and no power. Or even just the plain knowledge that a hard rolling boil for 1 minute makes almost any water safe to drink. Here's the truth. Water is the first thing you run out of and the first thing that hurts you. You can go weeks without food, but only days without water. And the answer is not expensive. It is a barrel, a filter, and a pot you can set over a flame. Store the water. Clean the water. The grid does not own the rain. Number 5, wool. Real wool blankets and real wool clothing. Here's something almost nobody learned. Wool keeps you warm, even when it is soaking wet, and cotton does the exact opposite. Cotton gets wet and goes cold and clings to your skin and pulls the heat right out of you. The The difference is in the fiber itself. Wool is crimped and hollow, and it traps thousands of tiny pockets of air, and that trapped air is what holds your heat against your body. When the furnace is dead and the house is sliding down into the 40s overnight, a wool blanket is the difference between a miserable night and a safe one. It needs no battery, it needs no plug, it just works, the same way it worked for shepherds 3,000 years ago on a cold hillside. Number 6. Hand tools. A good axe, a sharp handsaw, a draw knife, a brace, and bit. Every power tool in your garage is a brick, a dead and useless brick, the moment the lights go out. But a sharp axe will split a winter's worth of firewood, a handsaw will cut your lumber, a brace and bit will bore a clean hole through a beam, and these tools do not break and do not need charging and do not quit on you. They just need a man willing to use them and willing to keep them sharp. Buy them once, learn to put an edge on them, and you can heat your home and repair your home with nothing but your own 2 hands. Number 7. A way to make fire every single time. Matches, yes, store plenty of them, but better than matches, a ferro rod, a simple steel striker that throws a shower of sparks in the rain, in the wind, soaking wet 10,000 times over before it wears down. Fire is everything off the grid. It is your heat, it is your cooking, it is your light, it is your clean water, it is your safety on a freezing night, and the ability to make it reliably, no matter the weather, is worth more than almost anything else you can own. Store the matches, but own the rod, because the rod does not run out, and the rod does not get wet and quit on you. Number 8. A wood stove and the galvanized buckets to serve it. I am putting these together because they are the very backbone of the whole thing. A wood stove heats your house and cooks your food and boils your water, all on a fuel you can cut from your own land or buy for almost nothing. It replaces the furnace, the range, and the water heater all at once. 3 bills, 3 machines, gone, and it runs on a log. And the galvanized buckets haul that water, carry the ash, store the feed, and do 100 jobs that a flimsy plastic tub cannot survive. A wood stove is the single most important off-grid purchase a family can ever make, because the day it is installed, you stop renting your warmth. So look at that list again. Cast iron, a grain mill, lamps and candles, water and a filter, wool, hand tools, fire, a wood stove, and buckets. 8 things, and not one of them needs a wire, a battery, a subscription, or a single solitary thing from the power company. Now here is the part I want you to really hear. The reason you did not grow up knowing this is not some grand secret locked in a vault. It is simpler and quieter than that. There is just no profit in your independence. A company makes its money when you depend on it, month after month after month. The power bill, the gas bill, the new appliance every 5 years when the old one dies right on schedule like it was built to, and a cast iron pan that lasts 100 years, an axe you hand to your grandson, a wool blanket that warms 3 generations of one family. Those things are the enemy of that whole model. So nobody advertises them. Nobody puts them in the bright lights at the front of the store. That is not a conspiracy, that is just arithmetic. And once you see it, you simply cannot unsee it. This is not about fear. I do not want you scared of the dark. I want you ready for it. I want you to sit through the next outage warm, fed, with light on the table and clean water in the pot, and feel something most people have completely forgotten how to feel. The quiet certainty that you do not need them. That whatever the grid does tonight, your house holds. That is not living in the past. That is living in a way that an outage cannot take away from you. So here's what I want from you. Tell me in the comments which of these 8 you already own and which one you have never once thought about, and I will tell you exactly where to start and what to buy first. And if you are the kind of person who would rather own a thing once than depend on a wire forever, subscribe, because there is a whole movement of us, people in our 50s and 60s and 70s, taking back the plain self-sufficiency our grandparents had and we were never handed. And next time, I am going to show you the cellar, the actual hole in the ground that holds your food at 55 degrees all year. No electricity, no compressor, no bill. The same 55 degrees in July as it is in January. And the reason why it stays that exact temperature is going to surprise you. Bring a shovel. I will see you then.